Do you have what it takes to emulate one of the greatest feats in quiz show history? Keep watching and find out.
Welcome to the play-along version of the 433 challenge, the Bill McKaig questions. In other videos, you can see how quizzes have gone on with these challenges, but this one is for you. So I'm going to ask the questions, give a pause, and then give the answer. And I'm going to run through all 40 questions, and you can see how you do. If you want to hear the question, press pause on your viewer, and then think about the questions and answers. That's entirely up to you. Or you can play it straight with just 3 seconds between me asking the question and me giving the answer. Entirely up to you. Play along. Best of luck. We start with the history of medicine. In 1948, a modern version of which oath was drawn up by the World's Medical Association in Geneva? The Hippocratic Oath. History of TV from 1960s to the 1970s. The police constables Jock Weir, Bert Lynch and Bob Steele appeared in which police drama set in the fictional town of Newtown? Z-Cars. Shakespeare. Which Shakespeare play is set in ancient Britain and opens in the palace of the elderly king who has decided to give up his kingdom and divide it among his daughters? King Lear. 20th century Britain. What's the significance of the dates August the 9th, 1902, June the 23rd, 1911, May the 12th, 1937, and June the 2nd, 1953? Their coronation dates. Sporting records. The record time for this 4.5-mile event stands at 8 minutes 47.8 seconds, which was set in 1990 by Mr. Frisk. Which famous event? The Grand National. In English law, what is deemed to be the first priority for payment from the estate of a deceased person? Funeral expenses. The Bible, the New Testament. Who in Revelations chapter 6 symbolize conquest, slaughter, famine, and pestilence? The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Literature. What sort of creature in P.G. Woodhouse's book is the Empress of Blandings? Pig. Science. Mount Wilson in California, Siding Spring in Australia, and Mauna Kea in Hawaii. What is the scientific connection? They're astronomical observatories. Television 1960s. In which series from the 1960s was the character John Drake a troubleshooter for NATO's Secret Service Department? Danger Man. And which actor played John Drake in the series Danger Man? Patrick McGowan. What is the chemical symbol for lead? PB. Crime. The surname, please, of the famous Edinburgh body-snatching partners in the 19th century who murdered at least 16 people, most of them old men or women. Burke and Hare. Still on crime. Which major crime took place on the 18th of August 1963, just short of Bridego Bridge near Cheddington in Buckinghamshire? The Great Train Robbery. Geology. Of what features is speleology the study? Caves. Proverbs. The journey of 1,000 miles must begin with what? A single step. The EU. The CAP accounts for nearly half of the community's budget. What is the CAP? The Common Agricultural Policy. The USA. Portsmouth, Norfolk, and Richmond are 3 of the major cities in which US state? Virginia. In which country is the Kruger National Park, the largest game reserve in the world? South Africa. Who at the age of 59 was the oldest monarch to accede to the British throne in the 20th century? Edward VII. Science. A body floating in fluid displaces its own weight of fluid. That is the principle named after which ancient Greek mathematician? Archimedes. Which group of islands in the Atlantic is named after the fierce dogs that lived there, the name coming from the Latin word for dogs? Canaries. Look at this picture and tell me, who is this man, a famous name in football? Terry Venables. Horse racing. In which county can you go to the races at Ascot, Windsor and Newbury? Berkshire. In which ocean are the islands of Reunion, Mauritius and Rodriguez? Indian Ocean. Famous couples. Who is the wife of the jazz musician John Dankworth? Cleo Lane. Will Self the poet, Alex Stewart the England captain, Trevor Bayliss the inventor of the clockwork radio, and Timothy Spall the actor all appeared for the first time in the 1999 edition of which annual reference book? Who's Who? Motor cars, the Volkswagen. What is the literal English translation of Volkswagen? People's car or people's wagon. Another picture. This former cabinet member was known as the Enforcer. What is his name? Dr. Jack Cunningham, or John Cunningham. Which organisation runs the annual Chelsea Flower Show in London? The Royal Horticultural Society. Where in the South West 1 postal district of London is the famous Annie's Bar to be found? The Houses of Parliament. The English defeated the French at Agincourt, Joan of Arc was burnt at the stake, and Eton College was founded by Henry V, all in which century? The 15th century. Opera. Which opera by Puccini opens in a Japanese house set in a Japanese garden overlooking Nagasaki? Madame Butterfly. Of which continent are the Seychelles in the Indian Ocean a part? Africa. By what name is a long case clock more popularly known? Grandfather clock. The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up is the subtitle of which famous children's play? Peter Pan. Politics. Which Spanish word meaning council or board is often used for a military government? Junta. In which field of the arts is Vanessa May a famous name? Classical music, she's a violinist. How many witches make a coven? 13. The Baker Street Irregulars is a literary society devoted to the study and appreciation of whom? Sherlock Holmes. Well, that's your 40 questions. How did you do? If you want to post your score in the comments section below, then please feel free to. If you want to take part in future challenges, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and you'll see notifications where we ask for people to compete. Come along and have a go.